Now I've been playing video games since I was 5 years old, and back then the games that I started out with were platformers like Super Mario World, Donkey Kong Country, really good games. But it wasn't until I played my first JRPGs that I really got like this like fire ignited within me, right? And I was just kind of like, I became even more obsessed with gaming than I already was. And I think I credit that to the characters you meet in JRPGs, the locations you get to go, that sense of exploration, the dialogue, the story, the twists and the turns, you know, things that you typically don't get in a platformer, but you get in a JRPG. So I credit JRPGs for kind of like solidifying my obsession with gaming. And 23 years later, I still love JRPGs. In fact, I would say that they are my favorite genre of game. It's just hard to find 120 hours all the time to dedicate to them, bless their hearts. With that said though, I feel like it's been a while since I've played a game that made me feel like I was playing something of yesteryear. You know what I mean? JRPGs have kind of, they've changed, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But sometimes, you know, you just kind of crave a newer game that makes you feel like you're playing 20 years ago. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And you know, to be honest, I miss JRPGs of yesteryear. You know, they always had that certain charm, something about them that you're just like, oh, I'm comfortable and I know what this is, and it just makes you feel warm and fuzzy and right at home. And I miss that a lot, which is why I think I am drawn like a moth to flame to I Am Setsuna. I keep wanting to say I Am Satsuma, so excuse me if I do that during this video and don't realize it. Because I feel like I Am Setsuna kind of takes all of those elements and all of that charm, and it combines it into a fresh, new, modern experience, but it still feels comfortable and it still feels familiar. Before I get into more about I Am Setsuna, I want to apologize for the lack of gameplay in this video. Unfortunately, my capture card had its last day of PAX and it was not having it anymore and decided to poop out on me. So instead I have shiny screenshots for you. Hope you enjoy those. The story of I Am Setsuna, as I understand it, follows a girl named Setsuna who is on her way to sacrifice herself so that monsters will leave her village alone. That's my understanding. It's a very somber existence, a very somber pill to swallow, friends, but that is my understanding of it. And along the way she's accompanied and joined by friends / guards. And I was told that while this is kind of a sad overtone of a story, that there still are going to be lighthearted moments and funny things that happen, so it's not like a super sad time, because damn. And I think we're all kind of hoping that she doesn't sacrifice herself in the end. God, I really hope not, because that would suck. I don't want sad sacrifices. So my demo with I Am Setsuna was only about 10 to 15 minutes, maybe 15 to 20, I can't remember. It wasn't very long, but from the get-go, I was hooked. I was immediately hooked. So you know, if you played a JRPG, you know what I'm talking about. The first thing I saw was my group of 3 members all in a line, just walking along this map, which is a top-down view, and there is a village, there's a forest, there are some other things, and it was just, all you can do is just walk through the map to your next destination. You know, it was, again, it's like that old school charm that, like I said, if you played a JRPG, you know what I'm talking about, and it's something that I personally miss. I mean, I enjoy like the open world, like, oh, open world, you can go anywhere you want, and I enjoy that, but there's something comforting about having just a top-down view with your little sandboxy map, with your little locations, and you know what I mean? I don't know. So my first stop off of this wonderful top-down map was a village, and this village is exactly what you would expect from an old school JRPG. You know, there are villagers, and each one only has 1 to 2 lines, which are short, but I was gonna say repetitive. They are repetitive, but informative, so you do get a lot of information from talking to them. You can peruse the whole village, you'll find treasure chests in people's houses, you'll find them like outside, so it's fun, you know, it's an old school like field. I keep saying old school, take a shot for every time I say old school, but it's just, it makes me super like warm and fuzzy. It's just, I don't know, I'm just really excited about it. Also in the village were merchants where you can buy and sell your items. Unfortunately, half of the demo was still in Japanese, so that was part of the demo that was in Japanese, so I had no idea what the heck I was doing, but I could tell that it was a merchant where you can buy and sell things, so yay for that. After the village, I went to an ice cavern where I had to fight my way through enemies and get to the boss, and then leave the ice cavern to go on to my ultimate destination, which is where my demo ended. But while I was in the ice cavern, I got really emotional. It was kind of weird. I was playing my demo and I definitely felt like tears like starting to like well up and slightly fall. Thankfully, I wiped them away before anyone saw. But something about it just reeked nostalgia, and reeked probably isn't the best word, but it flooded my brain folds with nostalgia. That's not any better. But it was a simple layout. You know, when you ran along the icy floor, there was that like tap, tap, tap sound of your feet. You know, it was pretty linear, but you could veer off, and if you veered off, like chances were you were gonna find a treasure chest. And the music and just something about it, like I said, and I know I've said this a million times during this video, it feels so familiar, but so fresh. And so it's a really, really cool feeling. I'm getting a little emotional talking about it. And because I was in an ice cavern, there were a lot of monsters strewn about, because there are always monsters in ice caverns. It's just the way things work in the world of RPGs. Anyway, so I partook in much combat and battle during my demo time with I Am Setsuna. So what I can tell you is that the monsters are on screen, so there's no random encounters. So you'll just be traversing through the dungeon and you'll see monsters to your left, your right. You can try to avoid them, do whatever you want with them, that's your business. And then the combat itself, your characters and the monsters are constantly moving throughout the battle. I think depending on the skills you use, the items, where you need to go, where you need to be, everything's constantly shuffling around, which is when some tactic can come into place. So if you have all of your monsters that have somehow sort of formed a group all by themselves and then you're away from them, you can use one of your AoE attacks and cause some major damage. So that's fun. But other than that, one more thing. So combat itself is pretty straightforward. There is a cool little feature that is new to me. It might not be new to any of you. I don't know if any other games have implemented this before. I know the combat has taken a lot of influence from Chrono Trigger, which unfortunately is a game I haven't played in many years, so I'm kind of rusty on that. But after your action time bar fills up, you'll start accruing bonus points, and you can accrue 3 at a time, and each character can have 3. And then what that allows you to do is it allows you to basically beef up your attack or your healing or whatever you're going to do with that turn. So for example, I had a point saved up for my action time bar, and I was going to fight the evil boss. I think it was a turtle. Was it a turtle? I think it was a turtle. And so what I did is when I went to attack, the game recognized my extra point, and then I was given I think it was a square prompt. And that square prompt basically is saying like, hey, if you want to use your extra point, you can use it now. So when I went to attack the turtle, I pushed square and I gave extra damage. I dealt extra damage to the turtle. On the flip side, if you are going to be healing someone and you push square when you're prompted, you will heal for more health. Yeah, HP. And after I defeated the evil turtle boss, I went on my merry way, exited the ice cavern, and then my demo was cut off. That was sad. All in all, if you are a fan of old school JRPGs, or if you're someone who's kind of wanted to get into them in the past but you didn't really know where to start, I would definitely recommend you keep your eye on I Am Setsuna. It's coming out this June, and I am freaking thrilled for it. I mean, if I only play the game for like 15 minutes and I'm already just like gushing about it. So again, like, you know, I know 15 minutes isn't reflective upon the whole game, but at least if you can take anything away from this video, just keep an eye on it, especially if you think it's something you might be into. I'll be doing the same, obviously. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate your eyeballs and all that good stuff. I'm just being awkward now. I will see you guys next time, and again, thanks for watching.